Hi, this is Beverly Mahone, your communications and vocabulary coach. Today I want to talk to you about Black students and their poor communication skills. They're absolutely hideous. And for the life of me, I can't understand why. But wait a minute. Yes, I can. I can understand why. Because the public school system continues to fail them. That's why. Let me start off by telling you a story that happened to my own daughter when she was about 4 or 5 years old. She had just come in the house after playing with one of the little neighbors, and she asked me if she spoke like a white girl. And I wondered, where in the world did she get that from? So I asked her, and she said the older sister told her she spoke like a white girl. So I told my daughter, who is now 28 years old, that meant she spoke good English. And see, that's part of the problem. Black students think that if you speak well, that you're trying to perpetrate, and that's probably a word that Black students don't even know, but they probably understand the word pretend. Black students think that if you speak correctly, that you're pretending to be white. When in essence, no, you're not pretending anything. You are just doing what you have to do and saying the things you have to say in order to become successful. Because communication skills will either elevate you to success or kick you to the curb. Because here's the bottom line. We are all judged by the way we look, by the way we act, and by the way we speak. So when young Black students think it's cool to speak in double negatives and not put verbs in sentences and say things like, oh, what had happened was, or you gonna go to the store, and they think that's okay, that means that they do not have a good command of the English language. Now, yes, there are some instances where I do understand where you have to learn to be bilingual. Because when you are with your peers, and who's sitting around saying, well, hello there, Gloria, and how was your day? How was your weekend? And then Gloria responds and says, oh, Beverly, it was fabulous. I went to the club and I had a wonderful time. No, no one really speaks like that when you're speaking to your friends. But when you are communicating with someone out of your peer group, you need to be able to step up your level of communication. You need to be able to use words that are more than penny words. You need to be able to articulate your thoughts and ideas. And Black students aren't doing that. Black students just seem to believe that it is okay to speak any way they want. And what's even worse about this is the fact that no one is calling them out on it. No one. What happens in the classroom? Student is disruptive. 1 or 2 times, after the 3rd time, the teacher either ignores them or sends them to the principal's office. And then when they get home, or if they get a phone call to the parent either doesn't respond, or the parent always finds a way to turn it around and make it the teacher or the administrator's fault. So parents don't even take the time to help their Black students get it. And so it's a failure all the way around. The school system has let down our young Black people by not having communications as a curriculum. Now, I understand, yes, there are English classes. Yes, that's important because you need to understand English. But you also need to know how to communicate, how to express your thoughts and ideas. And if you can express those thoughts and ideas, like I said earlier, you're going to be kicked to the curb. Black students just don't get it. but they can probably sing you every hip hop song that's going around. But and know the lyrics, may not, and know what the lyrics mean. But then once again, the persons who are creating those lyrics are creating lyrics that, well, in my opinion, only my opinion, make no sense and add nothing to communications. So that's why I'm here. I'm here because I am a communications and vocabulary coach. And it is my goal to see that young people who really want to have a leg up get it. Knowing how to communicate is important, but your level of communication has to be even higher than the average. You've got to kick it up a few notches. You can't just be average. You have to be better than average. Your vocabulary also needs to be expanded. And so one of the things that I do is I do work with you and actually give you a whole list of vocabulary words for you to look up and then put them in a sentence so that eventually those words will just roll off your tongue when you're out speaking in the professional world. I do want Black students to get it because we're moving in a time where things are not looking good, and they're definitely not looking good for you if you don't have a solid education. It's one thing to be book smart, and I applaud you if you are book smart. But it's another thing to be able to articulate with clarity so that when you are speaking to a potential employer or to your supervisor, that you can express your thoughts in such a manner that they will be impressed. One of the things that I'm always proud of is when my daughter tells me that her manager always compliments her on how well she speaks. Well, she better, because let me tell you something. I used to beat that, not beat her, but I used to drill that into her early on in life. So she understands the importance of good grammar. So if you are a parent who happens to be watching this, I would encourage you, even if you don't contact me directly, you don't have to, but I would encourage you to find someone who is skilled in communications and have them work with your child. It has to start in middle school. It should have started before middle school. Vocabulary has to start when they're like 2 years old. But have them start working with them to help them increase their vocabulary. And if you have questions or anything that you want to discuss with me, by all means, please reach out to me, beverlymahone.net, and I will be happy to answer any questions and concerns that you have. We do want Black students to get it, so I don't have to say this again. So until next time, here's to your speaking success. Oh, one more thing. Let me give you an exercise. Let me give you this word, eradicate. Look that word up. Use it in a sentence. Eradicate. And in case you don't know how to spell it, it's E-R-A-D-I-C-A-T-E. Eradicate. And let that be the first word in your new vocabulary. Take care. God bless.